Continuation from my last video, reading out the extract of my fourth book, in pipeline, Jaipur Saga. But tell me, Abir, how will you understand the life in reality? And truly, if I do not put you to such experiences, I know you had great difficulty, but remember, it is worth. There stood my Lord, smiling. With folded hands, I looked at his feet. Lord, I said, perhaps I was too selfish. Tears rolled down my eyes to relinquish all my hunger. A man patted at my back. Sir, that gentleman is calling you. I looked back, controlling my emotion, and found a princely gentleman with absolute kingly dress standing at the veranda of the temple, beckoning at me to come towards him. Sir, he said, I am Bharat Rathore from Jodhpur. My mother watched you for a couple of days, so devotedly coming to Lord and returning. You don't react as others devotees do. You don't chant loudly like them. Today, we have our Chappan Bhog. My mother desires you to join us having Prasadam Bhog. I looked at him with great love. When people care for you, your love grows. A perfect, rich prince like dressed man wants to relieve my hunger. With folded hands, I said humbly, it would be great luck to have my Lord's prasadam along with you kingly people. You are most welcome, sir. Please come along with me. He took me to the indoor hall. Nothing happens that God does not permit, and God does not permit anything that does not end well. One has to keep faith in Him. You should not undervalue or underestimate any human being by their physical appearance or profession in this beautiful universe, because you never know through whom God may appear to you and shower His unique fragrance of love. Every individual is unique in his own way and created as per the speciality of the Almighty. Each has a self-respect. God is hiding within us. Hunt Him. He introduced me to a queenly woman dressed in gorgeous Rajasthani ghagra and a handsome, happy-looking, kingly man with beautiful Rajasthani Rajput turban. I have great respect for the Rajasthani Rajputs because it is they who understood the great intelligence of my thought process guru, Vivekananda. No Bengali or his guru has named him Vivekananda, but the Khetri Maharaj of Rajasthan, a Rajput, has named him Vivekananda. The Naren Dutt of Calcutta is known worldwide by the name of Vivekananda. She welcomed me with great affection and took me to one corner of the long line of guests, sitting on the floor, carpet with fresh, clean banana leaves spread in front. I am Trishna Anurag Rathore, and my most loving husband, Krishna Rathore, my son, you already met, is Bharat. Today I observed you standing quiet in front of Govind, Lord Krishna, devotedly. Actually, Radhika, my niece, whom you know because she was your co-passenger in the flight you travelled from Kolkata, India, pointed at you in this crowd of devotees and spoke about you. At first sight, I stood like a statue and shouted at Krishna, my husband, Krishna, Krishna, my Anurag. Abir, you are the replica of my Anurag. Our son we lost some 15 years ago in a fatal car accident. How can this be? I repeatedly asked myself, how can this be? My husband consoled me. My husband Krishna said, it happens sometimes. Lord, make it happen. Understand. He's a very most understanding person. And a gem of a person is he, Abir. My Govind is so kind to me by giving me such a prize-winning husband in this beautiful world. I am indebted to him. But a mother's pain. Please sit down here at one corner. I sat down to have the prasadam of my loving Lord. Next to me, she sat like my mother always used to sit until I finished my food. The entire meal period, she monitored and made sure that I had the most enjoyable prasadam meal of Chappan Bhog this morning. Love is unique. Here I am among people whom I hardly know hours before, and I became the center point of great attention. Govind, Lord Krishna, you are charismatic. You know, when you eat after a long gap, your appetite becomes satisfactory. And love for food. Here the food was sumptuous and varied along with several types of sweets, though absolutely vegetarian. Your appetite increases. My stomach was full. More full was my love for Rajputs of Rajasthan. After the meal of prasadam, she and her husband took me to their private room in the temple nearby. House they hired. Abir, said Trishna ma'am, you don't know what great relief you have given to my painful heart. I just can't explain it in words. Govind, Lord Krishna, gave me a great surprise. So wonderful. There are many things in life which happens and it has no explanation, but it is the reality. And facing it with thrill is the experiences. And life is nothing but the neat addition of these experiences, neatly stored in. I am Dr. Psychology Trishna Anurag Rathore, she said. I kept my son's name along with me added. I never forgot him. He was so loving. Abir, he was so loving. So successful in his medical practice. But God wished otherwise. My husband Krishna Rathore, a very successful handicraft exporter, but absolute humble and gem of a person, so understanding and loving. And Govind never sent him for me. Abir, you'd have found me in some mental hospital. And my loving and obedient son, Bharat Rathore, a cardiac surgeon. He has an NGO through which he wants to serve 33 districts for 247 tehsils. And he is doing very well. Govind is very merciful to us. Yes, we miss Anurag, our eldest son. I was so pleased to see a beautiful husband-wife combination. Family which is very luckily available these days. Their good karma is the result of the same. Dr. Trishna looked at her husband. Her eyes filled with tears. Krishna, she said, I want to hug Abir once. Can I? Her husband placed his hand on her shoulder and lovingly answered, Trishu, go ahead. Abir, would you mind? She said, so softly with motherly affection. She spoke to me. It reminded me of my expired mother again and again. Love is so magnetic. It charismatically energizes one's feelings in this beautiful universe. It reminds to call alone to this hate-loving world. Oh, you beautiful human being of the magnificent world, listen, there is nothing more beautiful than love. Dr. Trishna rested on my shoulder and cried. Her husband crying with her.